Add to the stage. Hello, hang on. Shit. Mhm. There I am. Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday night again. Here we are for our Wednesday Live, where I'm going to be entertaining some questions. I'm going to be giving you a live energy update. And I just remembered, I forgot something. I have to do my camera thing for my other media guy. So hang on just a second. Thank you for your patience. A little bit busy today. Okay. Oops, wrong way. It helps if you're pointing it in the right direction. Okay. Thank you for being patient as we get everything set up here. Okay, that should do it. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, there. Good enough. Okay. Welcome. All right. So there's a few things we're going to talk about. And so, first of all, here are three reasons why you might want to follow this channel or like, subscribe, share. Is that maybe you're an advanced healer in hiding and you're done being in hiding. You know you have some amazing gifts that should be brought forward, but for whatever reason, you just can't get it together. So you need some help. I'm that person. I would say that's one of my fortes is helping advanced people who nothing works for them. So, a second thing was that you're at the front of the wave, or you want to be at the front of the wave, and you want to know what is the latest infiltrations, the latest ways that the dark side is trying to control us and keep us down. And a third reason you might want to follow us is that maybe you're into some natural longevity. So we calibrate everything here. I calibrate what is good for you that's going to increase your vibrant longevity. And we calibrate everything in that direction naturally. All right. Three things I wanted to talk about tonight. So, one, I'm going to give you an energy update. They're getting a little sneakier or a little more aggressive. Maybe that's another way of saying it. That as they're trying to influence us and keep us down. And the reason that this is important, and this is something that maybe some of you don't even realize, is that we are wireless technology. This meat suit is wireless technology by virtue of us having an aura, aka our aura is our bioelectrical energy field, and it intercepts all of the garbage, the programs, the spells, the curses, all the information out there that is designed to keep us out of our power and out of being able to access our gifts. And so it's really important to realize that they are not stopping anytime soon. And by coming here, you're learning how you can master your own energy so that we don't have to be the effects of all this inundation into our biofield so that we are being controlled. So we don't have to be controlled, but if you're going to stay unconscious, you will be. That's just a given. So, we're going to talk about some of the ways that they've been infiltrating us, sort of turning up the dial a little bit. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight was how to get your internal yes or no. I talk a lot about that. Just get your internal yes or no, but I haven't told you exactly how. And I will demonstrate tonight a very simple way. And then the third thing I wanted to talk about is how you can avoid becoming injured as more of you are stepping into this expanded way of being in our energy field with this ascension path. And you may hear things that sound like a really good thing to do or try. And so you're going to try these new things. And you need to, this is another reason why you need to get your internal yes or no so you're not sidetracked or deceived. And um, also, so I'm going to talk about one of the ways to avoid getting injured what is that? Is with sun gazing. So that's a very dangerous thing you don't want to just try. So I'm going to explain some things about that. So first of all, some new ways that the dark side is uh, trying to deceive us or control us and keep our energy field down. So in the past, I've talked about how they've been using these black boxes that are just basically programs. And so we are, basically software or hardware. Is it hardware or software? At any rate, we are programmable. And so these black boxes are definitely how we are being programmed. And so they are using like if you ever find that you have a hard time getting grounded, like no matter what you do, it's you just can't seem to get grounded and you know it, but you don't know what else to do. Check for these 50 black boxes or programs at your root chakra. If that doesn't do it, try at your sixth chakra. These are the two most common places that they're going to try to get you off track because they know that what you think about the most often for the longest duration with the greatest intensity, this is how we create our world. So they're going to put programs here that are going to have you thinking thoughts that are not yours and are going to throw you off track. So that is a couple things that they're doing with these black boxes. Another thing is they're amping up this addiction to drama and chaos again. I'm noticing this again. Only now they're holding it in place with 500 of those programs or black boxes in your root chakra. So if you notice or it feels like no matter what you do, it's just drama and chaos everywhere, you might look into that. Check for those black boxes, 500 of them in your root chakra. A third thing that they're doing now is they are, when it comes to our money and our money pile, we've been raising the frequency of our money pile by clearing out the quantum financial system, which is setting the frequency of all the money on the planet only at 500. So 250 is low. That's really a lot of struggle. 500 is where you're going to be able to make enough money, but it never seems like it's enough. You can never get ahead. You can see more out there, but it's, you're right up against that glass ceiling. So that's 500. But we really want to bring our money frequency up to infinity before we align it to our field. So one of the things that they're doing now to keep our money frequency at this lower level of 500 so that you're just making it is they are, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Booby traps. Booby traps. They have 5 of these. They'll put 5 of these in your root chakra so that if you discover the booby traps and you try and take these out, then it will unleash 500 curses at your root chakra. And if you thought you were struggling before, and you're really going to struggle. So those are some of the main things to keep out for as far as how they're kind of being a little more sneaky and how they are trying to derail us from our energy and mastering our energy. One more. They are also courting to the sixth chakra. So if you notice that you're having a hard time focusing or you just can't seem to get your answers or information, or you just know your sixth chakra is blocked and your pineal gland, they are cording into the sixth chakra. And they're not only cording into the lens of the pineal gland, which is going to basically disable it so you can't see clearly, but they're also putting cords into our claustrum. Now, I did a whole thing on claustrum. I followed it for 3 months, tracking it in my own field. And this part of our brain is responsible for our consciousness, our greater awareness. And of course, they don't want you to know about that. That's why there's very little information about the claustrum. There so I'll just leave it at that. So that's another great thing to clear. If you noticed any cloudy or foggy thinking, see if you have, you can just check, ask and check if there's a cord there. It'll feel spongy. Pull it out, send it back, and uh, clear the curses that will get released. 500 of those curses that will get released in the root chakra. If all of this seems overwhelming, you can either come get a clearing from me, or you could join us for our luminary activation. We do it the first Thursday of every month. This next one is going to be very exciting in that it is going to be about activating the golden age. So, Spirit has been guiding and directing me to let you know that we're no longer waiting. We're not waiting for all these things: solar flash, new president, disclosure. We're just not waiting anymore. We're taking things into our own hands, and we're actually creating what we do desire. Communities are starting to be built. More and more people are starting to get together with like minds and starting to create their new reality. And so there's no more waiting. And so this next luminary activation is going to be helping us step into this new golden age, clearing out all the things that are in the way, keeping us from being able to see that this is even possible. And then this luminary activation, every other month, we do a 12-day deep dive immersion. And so this activation is the first day of that 12-day activation. So if you want to join us, you can check out the QR code there at the top of the screen, or you could go to my website there at the bottom of the screen, KimberlySherry.com, if you don't see either of those on the screen that you're looking at. So that's where you can find all of that to join us for either of those. You can join us just for the luminary activation if you're new and you just want to put your toes in the water, or you can do a deeper dive. We are going to be going through many, many layers of ancient architecture that's been keeping us down. And so we're going to be going through lots of different layers and ways of us being able to step into this new sovereign way of living, whether it's with relationships or our finances or our health. So we're going to be covering lots of different things. You can go explore the page on my website and then see all the details there. All right, so that's that. Next, let's see who's here. And then I'm going to talk about our getting that internal yes or no, and then how you can avoid getting injured with trying to sun gaze. We don't want you to go blind here. Okay. All right, welcome, North Carolina. Great to have you here, Florida. And my hair secrets. Well, one, don't color your hair. Two, get a good hair cutter, and then just wash it and let it go. It's doing its thing. You don't know your gifts, but you want to bring them out. Well, great. It all starts with getting clear in your energy field. All right, great. Hey, Louisiana, good to have you here. Let's go check out Instagram, see if anybody's posting there. So Instagram, you can, I guess, I'd hope that wasn't blocked all that time. You can post a comment, I believe, by liking, subscribing, something along those lines. And then you'll be able to post a comment or a question because we'll be entertaining live questions here shortly. All right. Hey, Ella, good to have you here. And Kaylin, thank you for making me say it the right way. Yes, we'll be scanning things shortly. Okay, what I want to talk about was how to get your internal yes or no. So important. If you know how to get your yes or no, you can go so far with so many things. Like, should I eat this thing? Yes or no? Should I go here? Yes or no? Should I read this book or take this supplement or whatever the thing is? Yes or no? You need to know this is very, very important. So here is a very simple way of being able to get an internal yes or no. So one, you're going to take your non-dominant hand. For me, it's my left hand. And you're going to connect your baby finger and your thumb. That creates a circuit of energy. These other three fingers are on a different circuit. So you could create the loop like that. And then with the other hand, you make duckbill, like letter L, not that, but letter L, and for duckbills. And then you put the duckbills into here, and you're going to try and open it with the same amount of force. So you're going to squeeze here as much as you're going to squeeze there. But first, you're going to ask a test question. So I'm going to ask a test question like, am I a giraffe? Obviously, the answer is no. So it would open because it goes weak. When it goes weak, the answer is no. But if I say, is my name Kimberly, it's nice and tight. So that's how you ask a test question, so you know what the yes and no actually feel like. So non-dominant hand, baby finger, thumb, duck bill, go in that hole there and then open it, asking a test question first. That is how you get your internal yes and no. Use it often. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. There is a lot of people that are trying new things. They hear something new online. It's the latest and greatest trend or whatever the thing is. And so they want to try these things. Like, is that what I should be doing? Is that going to help me? And hang on, I'm trying to do one thing there. Okay, there. And so people want to know should I try this thing? Should I take these supplements? Should I do the thing? And so I was watching a video the other day, and this gentleman was talking about, of course, he was a fruitarian, very high frequency, 12th dimensional being, who was, talking about how he could just, look at the sun, and there's a lot of information right now about how powerful the sun is, and that we should be not avoiding the sun and with all the sunscreen and stuff, but we should really be taking advantage of this power source that is trying to regenerate us. And so a lot of people are wanting to connect with the sun. And so one way is through sun gazing. So there is a right way to sun gaze and there is a wrong way. So I'm going to go over some of those things right now. Number one, if you are in 3D, which is that hard struggling kind of energy, do not try to sun gaze. Your body has not been prepared. It's not ready for all of these massive amounts of light, and you could possibly injure your eyes. So that's number one. And then how do you know if you're in 3D? Get your internal yes or no. Check. Am I in 3D? Yes or no? That's a great example of how you want to try and using that yes and no answer. So number one, if you're in 3D, don't even try sun gazing. You need to prepare your body. Number two is do not look at midday sun. No matter what dimension you are, that's very dangerous. As you may have noticed, the sun is much lighter and whiter than it's ever been. This is because it is emanating more light, more of these light frequencies. So you'll never want to look at the sun, especially at midday. The best time to do any sun gazing would be if you're in 5D or above, is sunrise is a great way to, if you're first getting started, because you can look at the horizon, your eyes can adjust to the light, and there's a very little bit of light that's very gradual that your eyes can get used to. And so listen to your body. At first, you may only need to do it for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Certainly in the beginning, not longer than 5 or 10 minutes. And you probably, for a whole session, even once you're used to it, don't really need to do it more than, say, 15 minutes. And that is allowing a lot of these light frequencies to activate all the parts of your brain. And there's so many things that are coming out now about what the sun does when it's actually penetrating your eyes. So that's one way to do it if you're just starting. A second way is sunset. So you wouldn't want to, if you're just starting, you wouldn't want to start looking at the sun until it's very, very close to the horizon. Maybe there's 5 minutes left. And the way that you adjust your eyes or get your eyes adjusted to looking at the sun at the beach would be the most ideal place. And what you do is you look at the reflection in the water. Now, when you first look at that, you're going to go, oh, wow, that's like super bright, right? So you start at the shore and just gradually work your way closer and closer to the sun before you even look at the sun. So that'll help acclimate your eyes to the light so that you can get used to the sunlight before you even start looking at it. And again, listen to your body. If it's too much, stop. You can always try again the next day. And really important that you go slow. Go slow, don't overdo it. And yeah, so that's my spiel on sun gazing. Be careful, and don't just try stuff just because people are saying, yeah, this is a good thing, you should do this. Test, listen to your inner guidance, and know whether or not it is indeed from pure source energy. And so how do you know? How do you know if, oh, I'm getting a message, it's saying to do this or that? How do you know if that's pure source? I mean, how do you know if that's really who you should be listening to? You ask. You ask, is this from pure source energy? Either you get an immediate yes, or you don't get an answer, or you get a hesitation, or it feels questionable. If you get anything less than an immediate yes, then ignore it. It is not from pure source. Or that's an indication that you need to stop and get connected to pure source and then get an answer. So that's really important. All right. Yeah, that's my spiel for tonight. Let's entertain your questions. Let's see what you guys got tonight. Hope you guys are all doing well. For some reason, I seem to be in a really good mood. All right. Let's see what we got. Ella would like a scan. All right. So Ella, you are grounded. Your energy is flowing. Looking good. You do have some of those programs or black boxes at your root chakra. They have some fury in them, but it's not, you're still like 100% in your body. So you might want to clear that. It might create a little bit of interference somewhere along the line. Okay, let's see what else we got. So did I say it right? Kylan or Kaylin? See, now you messed me up. I thought I had it right there. Either way, it's like either, right? You'll know that I'm talking to you. Okay, Marianne would like a fresh scan. Okay, fresh scan coming up. You're grounded, Marianne. Good earth, no worry circle. Heart is grounded. Very good. Your energy is flowing pretty well for a change. Um, if there's something more specific you want me to look at, we can do that. All right. So when do you plan on posting the sign up for your Hawaii retreat? As soon as my guy gets it together. So I haven't given him the copy yet. So that's number one. I'm working on it. It's almost complete, but that is not ready yet. But thanks for asking. What about moonlight gazing? Well, that's easy. Yeah, you can. The moon is very white these days. It used to be very golden colored and yellow. Now it's very, very white. So moon gazing is easy. Yeah, you can fully gaze at the moon without any trouble. Pre-sunrise at first light. Yes, that is the best way to get used to acclimating your eyes to the sunlight if you're going to sun gaze. All right, Cindy says, I'm experiencing gout in my left foot several times now. Can you see what is happening? Well, the first thing I would check is if you're grounded, which you're not. So the energy that is accumulating in your field is trapped. There's nowhere for it to go. So you need a grounding cord. Those 50 black boxes at your root chakra are preventing that. Second is earth energy coming up through your legs. There is none. It's completely blocked. And so what's blocking the earth from coming up through your legs is more black boxes, more programs. Another 50 at each of your feet. So that is going to be super important to keep the energy flowing through your legs. So that gout is like stagnation, right? There's also fury in that gout. So let me calibrate how much anger, rage, and fury you have in your field right now so that we can see how much of that's contributing to this gout. Anger, 100%. Rage, 50. Fury, 50. So this is being held in place by those black boxes, those programs at your root chakra. Except there's more. There's more when I'm asked. So this is the thing about getting very specific with your questions. When I'm asking about the anger, rage, and fury, those black boxes increase up to 100. So there's 100 of those programs in your root chakra that are contributing to this angry energy. And so angry energy causes inflammation. That's what gout is. It's an inflammation. So that's important. That's start there, and you might already notice relief just doing that. All righty. Gigi would like to know if anyone is courting to her. Yes, but it's not in your chakras. It's in the third layer of your aura, up around your head, which is kind of interesting. So they're trying to influence how you're thinking. They're a little furious with you, or maybe it might just show up as being frustrated or annoyed with you. But that's them in the third layer of your aura. All right, let's see who else we have here. Is that Jill? Okay, Jill. Not grounded, and those programs, those 50 programs in your root chakra, are preventing you from getting grounded. Mm. There's something going on with your heart chakra. Um, like there's a lot of anger there. And so, anger at the heart, when we turn it inward, we tend to be really hard on ourselves, beating ourselves up, making ourselves wrong. We're thinking maybe we should be doing more. We're not doing enough. I coulda, woulda, shoulda. So, that in the heart, chords 50. That's AI. Now, see, this is if you were here from the beginning talking about the different ways that the dark side is trying to influence us, here's another example of how they are influencing you to just be really hard on yourself when you don't really need to. So that's not even your energy. Anyway, uh, that would be good to clear. All right. Kylan, my brother and his family get sick way too much. Um, well, their immune system is compromised. They're not grounded. That's the easiest solution is just teach them how to get grounded. That would be a great gift to teach them how to get grounded. And their hearts need to get grounded too. So um, the immune system roots programs at the root. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Had to double check. 500 of those programs at the root chakra. And so that root chakra is going to affect the first layer of your aura and all of your physiology. That's why so much of what the dark side does attacks or affects the root chakra, because they know that that just will take out everything above it. So that will definitely affect their health and wellness. So give them the gift of a grounding cord. All right, Marianne, I wonder if my money frequency is getting any higher. It's not, my dear. Did I have you gotten the free gift of the money it's a little money manifesting thing. Let me do this. Okay, there. I just changed the QR code. So the QR code is now the money manifesting mini course. If anyone here doesn't have that yet, help yourself so that you can raise your money frequency. Now, in your case, Marianne, let's see what's in the way of why your money frequency is so low. Your father's beliefs are in your money frequency. So likely a really hard worker, maybe struggled, never had much money. And so that's the pattern that you're running his pattern. So that would be a good one to clear your dad's energy out of your money pile. Mhm. And do you have a sister? It looks like you have a sister that's in your money pile as well. So maybe she's borrowed money from you, or you've borrowed money from her, or there's some kind of competition going on. So clear her out as well. And I think you have a partner, and if you don't, it's an ex. So clear that person out as well. And then when they're all cleared out and you can calibrate that you've raised your money frequency to infinity, yes or no, then you can run that high money frequency through your field and align it to every one of your chakras. All right. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by this, Kaylin. You know who's the alpha when you can rarely look into its eyes. So I don't know who its is, um, but that would definitely be true. Okay, I already answered one question for Marianne. Let's go to somebody else. Faith is new. Is my grounding cord effective at the moment? It is, Faith. Good job. You're grounded and you've got good earth energy coming up through the legs. There's no worry circle, but your heart is not grounded. There are cords, 20 at the root chakra. So that's AI. Probably didn't notice them there. So even though you were able to get grounded, these cords got put here and it's making it hard for you to ground your heart. So clear those cords out, then your heart can open up, it can get grounded, and then the energy is already flowing through your, boy, you're fast. You're fast. You already grounded that heart. It's already flowing through your arms. So well done. Okay, cool. Eleanor, wondering if I was able to clear those black boxes. Not finding any black boxes. And is anybody cording to you? Getting a yes. At your root chakra, there are 5 cords from a female. I guess it's one of the gals that you were traveling with on your vacation. Yeah, getting a yes on that. All right, we'll try some more. Here is Angela. I think this is a new person. Would like to get a scan. All right, so Angela, your grounding cord starts. It's about like 2 or 3 inches, and then it stops. There is those black boxes or programs in your root chakra that's preventing you from really being able to put that grounding cord all the way down. There is no earth energy coming up through your legs. There's cords, about 20 at the bottoms of each of the feet. Okay, got it. Okay, good. Yes. Well, you're also very fast because now the earth energy is coming up through the legs. You're grounded. Heart not grounded, only 15% open. More programs, about 20 at the heart. And boom, heart's grounded, 100% open, flowing, but not receiving in that left hand. So that left hand has 20 programs. That's not allowing you to receive until you prove how hard you work to earn it. So clear that. Boy, you're fast. Great job, Angela. All right. Well, that's the basics. So that's always a good place to start. Good job. All right. Let's see. The sun, that's what you're talking about, was the alpha male, right? All right. In love with me. Anyone or anything courting to you. Let's see. Courting. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, first of all, you're not grounded. I always have to start there. You're not grounded. You've got those programs at your root chakra. There's about 20. And so that's maybe even more important than anybody courting to you. Anyone or anything. No one and anything would be like this AI energy. Is AI courting to you? Yes, at your crown with about 20 cords right at your crown chakra. So these cords, the cords from AI, they will program and siphon energy at the same time. So that is important to clear AI out of your crown chakra so that you could be sovereign. You can't be sovereign when AI is according to you. All right. Let's see what else. Hmm. Mhm. Chords and AI. Also, they're chording at your root chakra with another 20 chords. So they got you both ends kind of compressed. So clear that. Hmm. Hmm. You didn't ask, but I'll tell you anyway, because you're here wanting to know about you. Your money frequency could use a little help. So the QR code currently up there has the money manifesting mini course. So if you have not availed yourself of that yet, that would be a good thing. So you can get aligned with your money in a high frequency. All right, let's see what else we got. You're welcome, Faith. And Angela, thank you so much. Back to your book. Okay, great. Yes. And Eleanor, thank you, Kimberly, for teaching us all the tools that we can use on a daily basis. Yes, that's amazing and so important. It is super critical. Without these tools, I often wonder how, check it out, great. I often wonder how just people in general, how do they function? Like, I consider myself an expert at this stuff, and I have to clear things now and then, and I'm always checking every day. But people who are just kind of floating through life and disconnected from their bodies, and yeah, it's the way they cope is drugs, pot, alcohol, over exercising, or porn, or well, all the things, right? All ways of distracting themselves so that they don't have to deal with all the stuff that's going on. There's better ways. There's definitely better ways if you want to distract yourself, is to get out in nature. Get out in nature, take a great hike, go swim in the ocean, go walk in a river, not too deep, but yeah, connect with nature. That's the fastest way of getting in present time, is go hug a tree. Yeah. Any more questions? I did skip a couple of you because we had some of you are very prolific with your questions. Marianne, could you tell me anything about my health? I have a few things being treated right now. Well, is this a test question? Like, is she going to guess what I have a problem with? Well, let me see. Here's what I like to check when I'm checking someone's physiology. First, I like to check the kidneys. The kidneys are the foundation of helping us eliminate all of the toxins and things that collect in our body. So, your kidneys are very low at the moment, operating at about 15%. So, they're not filtering things very effectively. On top of your kidneys are your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands govern your kidneys. So let's see where your adrenal glands are. Also, only at 15%. So you've likely sort of tapped them out through a lot of stress. And so that's the adrenals. Then your pituitary gland governs your adrenals. What's your pituitary at? 15%. So you can see how the whole system is a little bit out of whack. Then you have your amygdala, which is kind of like sister cousins with the adrenals to help you manage stress. The amygdala is even less, only 3%. And then you have your lymphatic system, which is so much is attributed to, if you have any physical problems, you need a healthy lymphatic system, especially for your immune system, to help. It's like with the kidneys, it helps to detoxify your body. If you have excess fat, that is congested lymph. So your lymphatic system, only 3%. Then there's one more part that I'll tell you about that feeds into the lymphatic system that's critical for helping you release trauma and tension in the body is your fascia. The fascia is around all of your muscles, your organs. It's throughout your entire physiology. It's made up of mostly water and it also holds trauma. So, really important to keep your fascia at a high frequency and flowing. You move your body, and stretching helps to keep the fascia flowing. Your fascia also only at 3%. So, all of those are likely, if each one of those likely has a component that's keeping it diminished with 50 or more of those programs right in your root chakra. So, this is how they quietly, silently, without our permission, keep our physiology so that it's not functioning properly just by putting all these programs at our root chakra. And because we're wireless technology, we just intercept all the stuff, all the garbage coming at us. And if you're not checking your field, you're going to become the effect of all of this stuff. So if you're ready for a session, Marianne, a 30-minute session, I could clear through all of that stuff and show you how you can maintain it. The 30-minute session doesn't really come with much aftercare. If you want more than, if you need more care, like you really have some chronic things, then a more in-depth session would be needed and support over a month is what I would suggest. But if you just want to get over the hump of some things and kind of get kind of back on track, 30-minute session is what I would suggest. You won't find it on my website, but you can contact support and just ask for um, for the link, and we'll give you the link. All right, we got about 5 more minutes. What do we got? Do we have any more questions? Okay, I did answer that. How to remove the programs? Well, if the programs are these black boxes, all you have to do is use your free imagination to imagine dissolving, transmuting, erasing, blowing up. You could use your white plasma, you can use different colored flames. Use your imagination and just try. You can't go wrong trying to clear these things. So that's one way you could do it. Another way is join us any first Thursday of the month. So on July 2nd, we're going to be doing our next luminary activation where we go through the entire process of running your energy. We get you grounded, the energy flowing, circle of reciprocity. So you're giving and receiving, opening your heart, getting you back in your body, all the stuff. And so if you've not tried that yet, come join us. And it's really a great and simple way of learning how to start mastering your energy. Now, I try to do as little clearing as possible, to be honest. I try, but yeah, I can't sit on my hands. I try, but at any rate, I prefer that you come to learn. Like I'm teaching you how to do this stuff. You clear it. I'll watch you. I'll let you know what's still stuck. And we do it together and we all arrive at the finish line by the end of the hour. So it's really a great way of getting things together. Yes, mark the date and go to my website so you can sign up. We don't do it here. And so that way you can figure out all the details. All right, I'm headed off to the Apple store. I came home from my trip. My son just got married. And when I opened my computer, the screen was cracked. So fortunately, I have my old computer, which I figured out how to get back into. And so I'm off to the Apple Store. Always fun, right? I'll see you guys next week. And until we meet again, keep asking my favorite question: how does it get any better than this? And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. See you next week. Bye.